Alright guys, here it is, part 2. I already posted part 1 of the spring tour, and that was on April 20th, and I think it's about May 20th. So it's a month later, and back at that date, basically nothing was leafed out, nothing was blooming, and so here it is. The previous video, there were plants everywhere. Ignore the fact that there's still plants everywhere, and but I only had about 6 strips of landscape fabric. I added one across the front here, so I moved all these sedums and things over. I planted these grasses here. I planted some other things, but right around here in the middle, that's where it was, but then I extended it out like 5 or 6 strips more, and then it goes back further, and I'll walk around and tell you what everything is and show you what everything looks like. But then over here on the front, I added 4 strips, I think, and I brought all the plants over, not really all of them. As you can see, I got a bed full of plants there, and well, let's just walk around and see what everything looks like. So this right here is Angelina sedum. Got some grasses, irises. So this whole front row here is all $5. So these are phlox, and the reason why they're not looking too good is because I had so many blooms that they shaded the leaves, and then I moved them around, and basically the success killed them. Not really killed them, but they should be doing fine. These are sedums, ajugas, a couple different types. I have 3 types, only a few of the 3rd type, black scallop. Strawberries, more sedums, dappled willows. I've got a bunch of different daylilies. Most of these are orange and yellow, but then I do have some other types, and I have some on my mound that I'm going to split up soon, and so those will be available. And so I got spirea, those are gold mound, wigelia, they're blooming, gay feathers. I've got corkscrew willows, some weeping willows, and if you look over here, I got some daffodils, and so those already bloomed, they're yellow. Viburnums. These right here, they're doing really good. So these are $7 a piece. These are armerias, sea pink armeria, and I've got just about as many as you could want, and I've got another section back there. Silver mound artemisia right here. Basically just a bunch of random things, sedums, and right there, that group of plants I just sold like an hour ago. Butterfly milkweed, orange flower. Let's come back here. So I got some Shenandoah grass, spirea, gold flame. I got some little princess spirea, happy returns daily. Those are horsetail, Kempston forsythia grass, not grass, but it's a shrub. Right there I got some woolly thyme, regular thyme. I've got lemon thyme. I've got a couple types of junipers, blue rug, and then like sea green. Sorry, I'm tongue-tied right now because I got so many different plants here that I have to remember. I've got barberries, more Kempston forsythias, boxwood, not too many of those. I've got burning bushes, Arctic willows, the dappled willows, the nice white things. They don't have a bloom, but those are just the leaves. They're pretty amazing. I've got regular mint, and then I've got chocolate mint. I've got over 100, probably 150 maples, more bigger spirea, and so I'm just gonna bring you back there. All right, so right here I've got coral bells, and as you can see, like not everything is really quite sellable, but then like this is a sellable plant. Once that's sold, then the other one should be just about grown, and it's kind of early still. So then I've got emerald green arborvitaes, corkscrew willows, a couple different sizes. I got multi-stems, single stems. I've got like 2 or 3 stems, basically irises, autumn joy sedum, arborvitaes there, coral bells. Forgetting names of stuff, it don't really matter what everything is. But as you can see, I got the truck full of plants. I got some more things, stuff I'm starting from seed. And so this is this mound. Let's come right over here. So this is one of the mounds that was looking really dead. Like if you saw the video, you noticed that like every one of these front ground covers, they all were like brown or just not growing like at all. I thought that everything died, but then this right here is a weed. But all this is all like new growth, and normally this stuff stays somewhat green throughout the winter. I planted this last year and it was a little tiny thing. I got daylilies, and some of the best things on this mound are the spirea, and then the grasses. As you can see, I'll get up right up in here. This is Elijah Blue Fescue. This is what this will get in 1 year, and so I did plant the same size pot that I'm selling for $5 right here, and it's doing amazing. This is a lupine, and finally I'm having success. Like I've been failing with these, and this biggest flower here started growing about a week and a half ago, I believe it was, and then all these have been forming in the last like 3 days. Like it's been growing like crazy. But then I got a whole bunch of other things, stuff that's blooming. Like some of these things, like normally I feel like it would bloom a lot later, but then this year it's just doing amazing. So let's go on to the next mound. All right, so this is this mound, and same as everything else, most of these things weren't even leafed out. And so I got like just about a foot of growth on some things. Spirea leafed out, growing like 10 times as big as it was before. Dappled willow, I cut that down really low for the new growth to be nice and straight. And what's probably the nicest part about this mound is I've got 2 big viburnum bushes, and they're starting to turn white now. Like when they start forming, they'll be green. And I'll just kind of walk you around here. I've got these viburnums for sale. They're kind of similar to those. These are summer snowflake viburnums. I'm trying to grow some of those. Coral bells, probably one of my favorite plants. I've mentioned that before. And gold thread cypress. I've got, last year, I don't think any of these bloomed. And these irises here, Caesar's brother, I believe. Come around here. I've got 3 Compson forsythias here. I've got plenty of these. And if you buy a bunch of those, I'll give you a good discount, because I kind of want to get rid of them. They've got a really nice leaf. So then this is one of the major things I really wanted to get in this video, is these 5 phlox here. These are purple beauties, and then the 3 autumn sedums, and the coral bells. Those gay feathers in the background, the blazing star liatris or whatever. Those things weren't even popping out of the ground. And so this is what this mound looks like. And once these plants in the back here get going, then they should start blooming, and it's going to be awesome. And I like to have a bunch of different things bloom at different times, and basically the coral bells will bloom at the same time the liatris, blazing stars, bloom. And basically the same thing on this other side. Summer snowflake viburnum. This thing, it's already starting to get the flowers on it, and they're kind of flat like the lace cap hydrangea, which is kind of unique. Not really, there's a lot of them, but none of these viburnums really smell, but then they bloom really nicely. Got some mushrooms here. I'm not sure if these are edible. For sale if you really want. These are some roses that died. And like as you can see, this whole branch here, this was all new growth, and then things were blooming like crazy. I got some Shenandoah grass, blue rug juniper, and I got a couple different colors of phlox, and that's pretty much it for this mound. And for the other mounds, I'm pretty much just going to leave those out because there's nothing really special about them. But here it is. This mound is the mound that I built first, and well, I guess my dad, cameraman, he kind of built it for me, and then I kind of shaped it, and with the dirt from this I built the other mound, one of the other ones. But these are Java Red Weigelias. You can kind of get a little bit closer and look at the blooms on those. Them things are just taking off. They got hundreds of flowers on each one, and I imagine that the hummingbirds will be all over those. And as you can see, the phlox is kind of not doing as good as it once was, but next year I'm sure it'll be amazing. So then I got some Liriape, some Spirea. This is gold mound. I got plenty of those for sale. Gold flame, potentillas. I've got probably over 100 of those, well over 100. Thompson forsythia, coral bells, thyme. That's basically it for this mound. And so you can walk around like this side real quick, but there's not too much special going on with this right now other than the white dahlias. But it's a really nice mound, and that's basically it. So this is the potting area, and this is what I started out in the last video, not the last video but the tour. And as you can see, I planted everything. So this right here, this is my grow area, and I'm working on getting rid of all these plants and bringing them up front. A lot of these plants that are here now are smaller ones and not quite ready for sale, or I just haven't brought them over yet. And so I'll just kind of walk through, talk about a little bit of what I have going on. I got some new plants here. I thought about splitting some of these. I might just bring them over just to sell. I got some more new things. These right here, really exciting. These are dappled willow trees, and I think I'm gonna plant them in bigger pots and then sell them for $15 or $20. And basically, if you get these anywhere else, they're gonna probably run you about $50. And so walking back a little bit further, I've got some little princess spirea that I was working on. Basically a bunch of the same things, and just got a view of the stuff back here that's all gone. It just shows you how much things can change in just a little bit of time. And most of this work was done in the past 2 weeks, and so basically a lot of things were rooted in the ground, and the mulch will go through the holes, and that will settle. Like, let me just pull up one of these things for an example. These are blue mouse ears hostas, and they don't really have the greatest of roots, but if you look on the underside, you got a whole bunch of mulch. So then I go and I have to scrape all that off, pull the roots, and with the shrubs or the trees, I have to use scissors or some sort of cutters and then cut the roots. So I got to do that for all of these, and then once I get all these cleaned off, basically then I got to put them in my truck or cart and then cart them up front. And it's a whole process, so that's why it's kind of taken me so long, and that's why I haven't had this video out yet. But basically, here it is. That's the end of the video. So I hope you guys like this. This is trying to work on making each video more entertaining, and I've got a lot of big plans. I just bought 95 hoodies. Watch this video here. Hopefully it pops up. I got 95 hoodies and shirts, a whole bunch of different colors, and you basically just have to watch the video. Follow Plant Guide Creations on Instagram, comment what you want or message me. Find me on Facebook, the other Instagrams, and so comment, subscribe, like, mean comment.